Right, this is Sonia and Afshar, Unit 15, Task 1. Right, girls, we'll start off with P1 then. Describe the principles of fitness training for me. First one.
First one we're going to talk about is cardiovascular fitness, which is the ability to supply oxygen to working muscles during exercise. David here would be a good example, as he will need plenty of oxygen in his body to allow him to carry on for 12 rounds.
Second one, body composition, which is the percentage of a body fat compared to body mass. An example of this would be LeBron James, as he is a basketball player, and with him being tall is an advantage when playing this sport, as he would be able to shoot with ease. And another example would be a sumo wrestler, because he would need to be really heavy, as they would need to push other wrestlers out of the ring.
Good stuff, girls. Next one.
Flexibility, the range of movement possible in different joints. An example of this would be gymnastic Beth Tweedle, as she is a gymnast and would use different joints in her body.
Good.
Another one would be muscular strength, the amount of force that can be produced by a single contraction of a muscle. An example would be rugby player Jamie Peacock, as he will need strength to perform different skills such as tackling a game.
Good.
Muscular endurance, the ability of muscle group to carry on muscle movement over a period of time. An example of this would be Helen Glover, as they need because their muscles are they're using their muscles constantly over a period of
time. Speed, the ability to move rapidly from one point to another in a straight line. Usain Bolt would be example, as he specializes this sport. He will need this to be able to move rapidly from 100 meters to 400 meters. Another one would be agility. The agility of the body to change direction rapidly. An example would be Andy Murray, the tennis player, as he will need to move around the court to be able to hit the ball and return the position.
Good stuff. Next one.
Another would be balance, the ability to maintain an upright posture while still or moving. An example of this would be a surfer, as they will need to balance on the board and when a wave is coming.
Good.
Coordination, integration with hand or foot movements with the input of the senses. An example of this would be a kickboxer, as they would use both hand and foot to be able to hit their opponent or when blocking shots.
Yep.
Reaction time, the amount of time it takes to get moving. An example would be Jessica Ennis, as she would need good reaction time to be able to jump fast over hurdles.
Power, the ability to do strength work at an explosive pace. An example of this would be a footballer such as Wayne Rooney, as he needs a lot of power when taking a shot or when crossing the ball to another player across the pitch.
Right, so well done. From those principles and your fitness training and your development, okay, which of those do you think is the most important for general sport? Which of those?
For like health related components,
yeah, health, physical, just in general. So for a general sports person.
I think it would be flexibility, because you need that for more sports.
Right, which ones, for example?
For example, like you need it for gymnastics, and you'll need it for tennis as well, because you have to be flexible to move around the court.
Good.
I'd say cardiovascular fitness, because you need oxygen in the body like as soon as possible. So just say like as a boxer would need it constantly, because he's doing it for 12 rounds.
Good stuff. Right then, girls. Right, we'll move on to P2 and M1. Describe and explain health and safety considerations. Right, associated with exercise programs and sessions. So what's the first one we've chosen?
PARQ.
What does that stand for?
Physical activity readiness questionnaire.
Good.
It is important, as they need this to make sure your partner has any injuries or health problems in order for them to take part. Question would be like, are you suffering for asthma or like heart? Are you suffering from asthma?
Right.
I forgot to say that word.
The second one, contra.
I say contradictions.
Contraindications.
Contraindications. This
Yeah.
is when your partner has a medical health problem that you would take into consideration and would be given a special treatment where they would work around the problem to make it easier for the participant. An example of this would be like someone with high blood pressure. You'd make them work like regular exercise, which will help maintain blood pressure and keep it low.
So you said what it is. So what's it called again? Afsha?
Indications.
Good, right. Third one, Sonia.
Risk assessment. Risk assessment is important because certain skills will need to be recorded to be able to work on a certain machine to see if there is any risk in that area. Example would be make sure all weights are put away or there are no faults in the equipment and like there's correct equipment for suitable people.
So if you're go on, carry on.
Done it.
So if you're doing a risk assessment at the college gym,
Yeah.
just give me 2 things that you'd be looking out for.
Be looking out for like if all machines are working correctly.
Good.
And see if like weights and stuff are put away properly in the correct places and stuff. They're not just leaving like on the floor.
Good stuff. Afsha, next one.
Contingency plan. A backup plan is needed in case the original plan has failed. An example of this would be like playing football outside, but weather conditions are poor. So the backup plan would be to move it inside, as it would be risky if you're playing in, say, like windy conditions.
Good.
The health screening test. This is used to see if your partner has any health issues which might affect their performance. For example, you won't make someone run on a treadmill if they're suffering from asthma. But you wouldn't make them like run on a treadmill on like a high level. Yeah.
Right, good. Right, so Afsha, which of those do you think is the most important to have done for health and safety?
I'd say the park queue.
Right, why is that then?
Because every time you're doing an exercise, you need to know if someone's suffering from a condition. So if you just make them do an exercise and then they just have like a fit or something, you wouldn't know, and you'd get in trouble for that because you haven't done park queue. And if you've done that, then you would have avoided them having a fit.
Right, good stuff. Sonia, which?
I think risk assessments.
Right.
Because for most sports, you need like a risk assessment to find out if the equipment is working or not, and it doesn't cause like other injuries.
As well.
Yeah.